I have a dream that one day my black brothers and sisters will be freed from the shackles of the Yakubian beauty standard. I pray that my black brothers can avoid the temptation of a thick white woman on vacation in Jamaica. The locals are looking at her, licking their lips, because they know she's a walking green card. I pray that my black sisters don't waste their rent money buying a 40-inch Remy from an Asian hair supplier that are calling you pejoratives in their native tongue that you've never even heard of before. And most of all, I have a dream that my people are not gonna change the color of their eyes. Haven't even paid off your Honda Accord, but you're out here walking around like a Temu Steph Curry. One day, my people will be free. So I was on my daily number 2 dropping the kids off at the pool TikTok scroll when I stumbled upon this random skit.
Thank you so much for doing this to me.
What do you think?
Is that permanent? I love it. Oh my god, I really look like that. You have altered the course of my life. I think the honey golden was a really good choice. Are you gonna give us a good review? Of course. Never thought I'd look like this.
And I said, hold on. That surgery has made its way across the ocean? I was vaguely familiar with the eye color change operation, procedure, mutilation, I don't know what you'd call it. And that's because back in the day, you used to have to like go to India to get this procedure done, okay? And I'd seen random clips of people getting what at the time was technically like an implant that was covering the iris of the individual. And it looked wonky. Now, if you're trying to get a surgery that is only available in a country where you have to get like a typhoid shot before you can board that plane, because any other country that has much stricter health regulations is not allowing that to legally happen within their borders, you have to start questioning your life choices. But apparently, this is now in the Western Hemisphere. The clinic Curato, I think this is how you're supposed to pronounce it, has locations sprinkled across the East Coast, and apparently are the first clinic to offer this procedure in the Western Hemisphere. That's how they're branding themselves. This time around, though, they use injections as opposed to an implant. I don't know if that's an improvement. Now, I think we're all familiar with the standard rhinoplasty, right? The Turkish hair plugs, all the procedures that just slowly shave away anything that made you resemble your ancestors. Brazilian butt lifts. I mean, the humiliation ritual of not even being able to sit down on the airplane as you make your way back home, bandaged up, praying that there's not turbulence, because if you smash that bruised tuchus against the back of another person's seat, the fluids that might secrete out of it is going to make it look like a dog gave birth on the floor of that American Airlines flight. And you know what? Considering the amount of garbage that this country culturally has exported to the world, shoved down their throats really, I think it's time we start importing the worst foreign surgical practices known to man. It's Dr. Moskovich? I don't know if this is necessarily true, but he's touting himself as the person who sort of introduced this, who has patented a new means of being able to change your eye color, allowing him to safely adjust eye color and intensity after the initial procedure, offering unmatched customization and precision. And clearly there have been copycats, because there are several clinics that are posting the aftermath, let's just say, of this eye color procedure.
Your new honey gold eyes.
Risks include light sensitivity and scratchiness.
Holy wow, that's awesome. How you feeling seeing yourself for the first time like this?
I like it.
It's awesome. Every day you're gonna wake up and see your new eyes. Is this permanent? It is.
What do you mean, is it permanent? Is that not a question that you ask during the consultation? Look, I have done many dumb things in the pursuit of beauty and aesthetics, okay? Aesthetic masochism has been a favorite pastime of mine for the past 15 years. So I can sympathize with a person who clearly has body dysmorphia. So I'm gonna refrain from making unnecessary jabs at how some of these individuals look, because at the end of the day, they're the ones that are gonna have to deal with the consequences of it, okay? And I'm gonna try and extend some grace here. People are asking, like, why would someone feel possessed to do this to themselves? And it's like, well, body dysmorphia can manifest in many different ways. And let's be real, light-colored eyes are favored, especially on brown people. You know, there is a specific look that National Geographic photographers, they are kicking like disabled, limbless children out of the way. If they spot a little brown child with like amber-colored eyes, please. They know they're making the cover. So am I shocked that some people have internalized the desire to look? You know what? It's not even necessarily just Eurocentric per se. It's more, I hate to use this word because there's an otherness to it, right? But it is the exotic look. You know what I mean? It's the kind of look where like an old white man would come up to you at a bar and go like, so, where are you from? Oh, I mean, I'm sorry. I don't know if English is your native tongue. Because he's on the prowl for his third wife. And this time, he's going brown because he's trying to shake things up. Plus, in his mind, if he pops out a kid with you, that child has access to better scholarships. You have enough people make comments about your appearance, especially if they are in your family. You tack onto that the fact that plastic surgery generally has been normalized to an obscene degree. It seems as if having your natural features is a suggestion at this point. So am I surprised that due to the normalization of cosmetic procedures that some people are doing this? No, I'm not. Okay, if there's anything that I believe in, it's the power of insecurity. And this is not even the worst way it can manifest. I have seen more of these clips than I care to.
I can't play this song cause of copyright, Doja. Please don't take my money. Why don't you?
Sometimes they will straight up show you how the procedure is actually done. They don't even give you a warning. They just throw that onto you. I don't like anything to do with eyes. It freaks me out. I don't even like the idea of watching somebody get LASIK, okay? And it's primarily because of that scene from Final Destination 2. You know the one I'm talking about, okay? That scene still haunts me. And some of these individuals, you can tell this is maybe the 15th procedure that they have had done. Like, they've been tweaked, they've been cut open, they've been sauteed and filleted. And at a certain point, if you practically like changed ethnicities 3 times already, what's an eye color change at this point? Facially, you started out in Southeast Asia, you might as well make the jump over to France. Now, do they look good? They look odd. I don't think I've ever had this sort of visceral reaction to a plastic surgery before. Maybe it's because the eyes are truly the windows of the soul. So this is the most uncanny valley version of plastic surgery that I've ever seen. There are some outliers, though. Some of the people that have gotten these procedures, usually the slightly more natural looking ones, do claim that they like the results. And hey, once again, I don't know how reversible this is. I don't necessarily think this is completely permanent, but not every single one of them has expressed regret. A few of these I've seen look maybe not perfectly natural, but if you passed by them in an alleyway or something, you wouldn't really notice it, right? Some of these individuals, I would instinctively jump back. Now, my hope is that the people considering this surgery are seeing the actual results and going, you know what, maybe I do not want to look like I'm an android that's rebooting. So hopefully these videos can dissuade a person considering getting this. Also, y'all know contacts exist. There's probably a hot topic in your tri-state area. Those contacts might give you lead poisoning or something, but hey, it's stuff like this that truly make me proud to be a brown eye supremacist, okay? All the way, baby. That's why anytime I see someone who is black or brown, like really fawning over someone who is, especially of their own race that has light colored eyes, a part of me, and this is no shade towards those individuals, okay? I'm not saying that they're ugly. I'm not gonna be like that much of a bitter hater. But there's a little part of me that sees them like oohing and ahhing it, especially like a child that has very light colored eyes. And they don't give that same energy to the babies in the family that have the brown eyes. And in my heart of hearts, I'm like, ooh, that colonizer has a grip on you, huh? They got a grip on your freaking neck. And I know there's gonna be some blue-eyed individuals or green eyes or, oh, maybe amber or hazel, the more exotic flavors in the comments being like, you're jealous. You're jealous because my eyes look like the Mediterranean Ocean. They look like aquamarine. And your eyes look like 2 sad little Reese's Pieces shoved into a mound of brown clay. And they wouldn't be wrong. Now, there are people who have undergone these procedures, especially back in the day when they were even less regulated, and they have had the courage and the transparency to actually open up about not just having regrets, but also the plethora of complications and health issues that they've had as a result of this procedure.
I'd gone surgery 10 years ago and changed my eye color, and I was fine for 10 years, but then all of a sudden, the past few months, everything started to drastically become horrible, and I had to get surgeries done immediately because I almost lost my eyesight. I had 2 surgeries to remove the implants, and then another 2 surgeries for glaucoma that I've developed because of it. And I still have 2 more surgeries to undergo once I'm healed from this. I'm still not healed, but this has been one of the hardest times, or the hardest time of my entire life, thinking that one day I'm gonna have a child and not be able to see my child, like all these things you think about. Your eyes are so precious. The point of making this video is to help someone, hopefully, and to raise awareness for the dangers of it and what could happen. You will lose your eyesight, so please, if you have them in, get them out. If you're thinking about it, just cancel the thought, just buy some contacts. I'm making it genuinely out of the bottom of my heart to help someone.
Insecurities do not discriminate, because this woman is beautiful. She's so gorgeous. She looks great with her brown eyes, and even she felt the need to alter her eye color like this. I'm glad that, mind you, she came out of this and still retained her eyesight. Some of these people are not going to be as lucky, and as much as we can make jokes about this, I'm legitimately serious when I say that, like, there is a lawsuit pending, and it's gonna be a lot of people with seeing eye dogs and walking sticks in that courtroom, okay, when these doctors are put on the stand, and they're probably not gonna face any consequences because these people signed a waiver. And of course, there are doctors and medical professionals that are warning against it. And in typical scammer fashion, there's always the non-surgical dupe, right? So now there's eye drops that are claiming to be able to alter the color of your iris. I don't even know chemically how this is gonna work. What's scary about this is we can sit here and go, I would never do that. I would never do that to my face. I would never do that to my eyes. I would never risk my health to do blah, 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 blah. But if anything, what it made me consider is like, dang, am I letting my insecurities get the best of me to the point where I'm compromising my health for the purpose of, you know, looking good or whatnot? And I think a lot of people need to consider that you don't need to be on the extreme end of body dysmorphia or insecurity to have internalized the idea that beauty is worth all of this sacrifice, right? That you need to do anything and everything to obtain what you think is the ideal version of yourself. I think a lot of us are guilty of doing like lower level offenses. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're self-actualized. Maybe you really are that girl. And if that's the case, get out. This is not a space for positivity. And the thing is, these people looking very odd in their day-to-day life, that's probably the least of their worries, because they're the ones that are going to have to deal with the long-term health consequences of this. And the surgeons are just lining their pockets. If anything, the people who piss me off the most are the surgeons that are doing these procedures. You know what's so shocking and what's so disturbing? The amount of plastic surgeons that will openly allow people to indulge in their crippling insecurities, have them walking around truly looking ridiculous, and you know how they sleep at night? Comfortable. In linen sheets. They be hawk chewing. I don't think that's the correct phrase, but you know what I mean. You know these surgeons are sleeping comfortable, not a lick of guilt. That's the most perverse part about it. Their patients are slowly getting glaucoma, and they are just drooling on their satin pillowcase, not a worry in the world. And they're waking up in the morning, refreshed, going on skiing vacations with their adorable children and their attractive spouse. Isn't life unfair? As we sit on our relatively comfortable beds, drilling farts into it and rewatching 30 Rock for the 50th time. That might be more of a description of my own sad life, but hey. Have you ever considered getting plastic surgery? Yeah, let me know down below. Do you have crippling insecurities that have made you consider chopping up your body? Please let me know down below. Don't consult a therapist or anything. Just let me know in detail what your crippling insecurities are in my comment section so that I can get more engagement. Do you also agree that there is definitely several lawsuits coming up regarding this? I feel like this is definitely going to be a segment on like the doctors. Dr. Mike on YouTube is going to make a whole episode about this. There's going to be a bunch of confessionals of people who got the surgery and now are like practically blind. You know it's going to happen. I'm not saying I'm excited for it. I'm just saying there might be a Netflix documentary in the works. As always, thank you for watching. Shout out to my top patrons. If you would like to donate to my Patreon, please click on the link that's in the description or the one that's on screen. I upload new videos there every single week. So if you just want to help your girl out, you know, groceries and gas, they cost money. Please go on over to my Patreon. You know, no pressure or anything. But if you don't do it, I will cry. Thank you to my other lovely patrons. Your names should be scrolling on screen as I speak. Bye.